I've been riding motorcycle for over 50 years, and there's not been a lot of new things that I've done in a very long time. I ride a lot of bikes, but nothing that's completely unusual. This is unusual for me. This is a live wire, my first electric motorcycle ride that I've ever taken. You start off by hitting the power button. I've ridden this about 5 miles, to be totally honest, just getting from the dealership to the parking lot here, but it's so unusual. I want to go ahead and start recording this because it's really something. So uh, hit the power, and it tells you here press start, and fortunately it tells you what start is. And of course when you hit start you hear nothing. That's unusual. Currently in eco mode, just because I was told eco mode gives you the most engine braking, and certainly I'm used to having engine braking. So until I get used to this, I want to take it pretty easy, just learning what to do. And I hit start and it didn't do it, so I'll hit it again. One of the guys back at Moto Member, the dealership, that's letting me try out this bike. When I left there, it had, I think, 70 miles as I was riding here, just in the I don't even think it was 5 miles to get here. It went up to 90 miles as I was letting the regenerative engine braking work. So here it is, it's running. It says 68 miles, which I don't live that far away, so I should be able to get it home to charge it tonight. But here we go, and just gonna hit the throttle, and there it goes, and you hear nothing, and it's silent. I mean, I hear the tires rolling. I'm gonna engine brake. I just roll off the throttle. All right, that's pretty good. I think it would be wise not to take off on it like I would with one of my KTMs. I got to figure this thing out. So come out here. It's strange because the main thing you hear are the tires rolling. A little bit of rough pavement on it. Seems to handle just fine. This is more of a forward-leaning bike than I'm accustomed to, but it's not terrible. Woo. It's not one of my adventure bikes, I'll say that. Alright, so, and it just goes. You don't have a shift lever, you don't have a clutch, you don't have anything. It's just twist and go, and you have a normal brake and you have a normal foot brake, so I'm grateful for that. But I'm now all the way up to 72 miles, where I was sitting there a second ago. I was at 68, and now I'm at 72. So no, 74. So it's interesting. The mileage, predicted mileage on this thing has only gone up since I've been riding it. So as I'm ending my first real ride on an electric motorcycle, what do I think? I've probably gone, and I'm guessing because I didn't know how to set the odometer on this or even find the odometer on this, so can't tell you for sure how far I just rode. I'm going to guess in the 35-mile range. What are my thoughts? Love the torque. That's first and foremost. It really goes. If you twist the throttle, again, I rode this whole way in eco mode, and it just took off. It was really nice. Love the power of the thing. It's fantastic. I'll try it in sport mode later and see how that goes. Eco mode gives you plenty of braking. I almost never hit the brakes on this. And have not used a brake. Going across 4 lanes of traffic. Never touched the brake. And as an adventure rider, I'm used to adventure suspension. It definitely doesn't have adventure suspension. But that's not fair. This isn't an adventure bike, so you wouldn't expect that. So, thank you. So you shouldn't expect adventure suspension out of it. That's not the kind of bike it is. So overall, I thought the ride was very good. Really, actually, excellent. So far, it's an impressive ride. All right. Well, that was exciting. let's go through the, let's see, okay. Best I can tell, I've put about 60 miles on this bike so far. I've done it in all modes as far as sport, street, rain, eco, and A. Alright, so I've changed the sport mode. We'll see how that feels. Alright, that feels like less engine braking. It's got some pretty good zip to it. I'll go ahead and go here. That's close enough. So again, I'm reaching for a clutch, it's just weird not to shift. Yes, Honda guys, I know you've been doing it for a long time. It's new to me. Yeah, it's a quick bike. You do have a lot of control as far as can you make it so there's no engine braking. Yes, you can. Okay, I feel like street is a lot more freewheeling than sport mode. There's several modes that have engine braking that is sufficient. Here, let me shut off the bike while I'm sitting here doing this. And now the bike is off. You didn't hear a change because it's a silent bike. What do I think after my 60 miles of riding this thing, getting used to it, putting it through some twisties? The stuff I like about this bike, it's quick. It's really quick. If you enjoy throttle response, this bike's got it. I'd put it up there on par with my KTM 1290, which is a stupid fast bike. I'd put it on par with that. I don't know. I'm not sure if my KTM 1290 is faster. It's a question in my mind right now. But whatever it is, it's got enough throttle response that you never feel like this bike is underpowered. Oh my God, it's not underpowered, and the quicker you twist, the quicker it goes up. The torque is always there. So that's something I really, really like about this bike. I think it's fantastic in that regards. As far as the electric, everything you think about with electric is true on this bike. You are concerned about running out of battery power. I just went for less than a 20-mile ride and I went through 20% of the battery. So there's no question this is not a long distance bike. It's something that you're going to stay local with. The slower you go, the more the battery lasts and the farther you can go. So I'm riding along at the posted 25 miles an hour, and my range has gone all the way up to 50 more miles. So I'm starting to get a feel for it. Really changes moment by moment as far as what your range is. And I would guess that if you needed to, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you realize you're not going to make it, go real slow. And if you can tolerate going slow, you may make it. The percentage of mileage you have, or the mileage it says you have, is directly proportional to where your throttle is right now and what the elevation change is right now. If you're going downhill, it's going to be better. If you're going uphill, you're going to lose it. I noticed that there was this percentage area on the TFT, and don't know if that's accurate or not, but bottom line, this is not a long range bike. If you're using it in a city, I'm not sure you need that kind of power, but it'll probably go a long time. If you're using out on the back roads for an afternoon, you're not going to be able to do an afternoon. It's not going to go that long. I'm just telling you, I've been out for half an hour. I've used up 20% of the battery. It's not a long range bike by any stretch, but it's fun. I got to give you that. It is a fun bike because when you twist that throttle, this thing goes. Would I consider it? There's no place in my life where this bike fits other than I like the throttle response. Throttle response is awesome. Outside of that, comfort-wise, not bad. I mean, it's a small bike, but I didn't feel that cramped in the short amount of time I've been on it. I like it. I think it's fun. I was looking forward to riding it today, so that says something. But in general, for the type of riding I do, which is multiple hundreds of miles a day, and that's just what I enjoy doing, would I spend $30,000 on it? I wouldn't. Would I spend $20,000 on it? I wouldn't do that. But if you do want a really responsive, fun bike for short range work, it's definitely worth considering. It's fun. You can definitely sneak up on people with this bike. They have no idea you're behind them because it's as quiet as a golf cart, but it's a lot faster than a golf cart. Again, most of these sounds I'm hearing are only sounds I hear if I were to shut off a bike and coast to a stop. So I can definitely see where this bike fits for some people. Overall, positive feelings about this bike. Not something I would do, but glad I had a chance to ride it. I was actually looking forward to riding it all day, or when I went to bed last night I was thinking I want to ride that bike again. So that's a positive. That's really all I've got. It's been an interesting experience. I'm not sorry to give this one back, but I have told my buddy that runs a dealership, I'm like, you need to try this thing. Again, I'm reaching for a clutch. Didn't find a clutch, so I managed to not try to shift. And I know the Honda guys have been doing this for a while with a DCT. They're all very accustomed to doing that. Really? You want me to take a borrowed motorcycle through that shit? Did you do that on purpose?